Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this channel I show you a lot of After Effects tutorials. So in this video what I'm going to show you is how you can create an amazing logo with glitch effect with multiple colors like red, blue and yellow. So without delaying, let's straight right jump into the tutorial. So here we are in the After Effects. Let's create a new project over here. So after creating a new project, let's create a new composition. The width and the height, the resolution, the 1920 by 1080 is totally fine. And let's name the composition final, as this will be our final composition in which we will be using our logo. And duration is fine. And let's hit OK over here. So after hitting OK, let's create. We have to create another composition, which will be our logo composition in which we'll store our logo. So let's create another composition and let's name the composition logo, right? You can keep the name anything you want, it's totally fine, and both are really fine. So after creating the logo, what now we can do here is we can import. We have to import our logo so that we can use a logo in the composition. So here in my computer there's two logos, one is YouTube and one is TikTok. So I'll be using these two logos over here. So in this tutorial I'll be using my TikTok logo, and I'll be putting effects and preset into this logo. So as you can see, I have imported my logo and I have import it into my new composition, and you can see the TikTok logo is totally looking pretty cool. And let's create a new solid so that the background looks good. So the white background is pretty cool, right? So if you put it behind the TikTok logo, it looks pretty sick, right? So we have to put the background in the bottom part and the logo in the top part. So after creating this, let's create another composition. So in this composition, what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our path. So write it down path, and the width and the height is pretty cool. It's okay, 1920 by 1080 is cool. So after creating the path composition, now what we can do here is we have to make some more modifications. Let's create a new solid over here so that you can use it as a background. So let's rename the solid settings as the ramp. So we'll use this background as a ramp effect, and we'll put some effects onto it. So let's go to the effects and presets channel. So after going to the preset channel, let's search for gradient ramp, and you can see the gradient ramp is just right here. So here, double click on the gradient ramp, and then now you can see this gradient ramp is onto the gradient ramp channel. So after that, let's create let's search another effect, which is posterize, and here you can see the posterize effect is also over here. So that here you can see the background is divided into multiple shades of the colors, the black and white, which is pretty sick, right? So after completing the posterize effect, let's bring the logo composition into the final part, right? So after bringing the logo composition into the final part, now what we can do here is we can create another we can go to the I can also bring the path composition, which is posterized, and also gradient ramp applied. Both are looking pretty sick. So after let's hide the path effect for now, and after hiding the path effect for now, what we can do here is let's go to the effects and preset channel, and let's search for displacement map, which is another effect which we're going to use into our composition, which will make our composition look more professional and more pleasing. So after going to the displacement map, let's change the max horizontal displacement into around you can tweak more things, like you can change the max horizontal displacement or max vertical displacement. You can see the TikTok logo is sort of displacing from its original place, and you can here you can see it's totally up to you. So here what I'm gonna do here is the max vertical displacement, I'm gonna set it to around 5 looks pretty good, and the max horizontal displacement looks pretty sick, right? So let's go to the final part, and we have to change the max horizontal displacement to around like you have to check it down, right, to 360, 230 degree, whatever you like. It's totally up to you. Let's make the max horizontal displacement also 5, right? So let's go to the path part and the ramp part, and let's make the posterize, let's increase the posterize level around 11. Now it's looking pretty sick. After changing the path panel, but now what we can do over here is let's go to the final composition and let's change the max horizontal displacement to around 82. So as we have changed the gradient ramp and the displacement, now the displacement is looking pretty sick, so that you can change it to the bottom part, you can move it to the left part, and you can move it to the right part as well. So after changing the displacement map around 284, we can increase it more or whatever you like. Let's you can go down, you can go up, it's totally up to your preference. So remember, when you're working on After Effects, it's a pretty decent thing to complete it. And so if you complete it and if you go to displacement, let's change the displacement map layer to the path, which is another important part. So so that you can change the max horizontal displacement to the bottom part, right? So after going to the path part, now what we can do is we can go to the ramp and we can increase the posterize level to around 13, and now you can see all the whole TikTok logo has been divided into multiple layers, and they're all into the composition here over here. So after doing it, now what we can do over here is we can check the thing is not moving. So the level, you can see I've changed this level to multiple times, and every time I'm checking it, you can see the TikTok is looking more pretty cool and pretty amazing. You can increase it, you can decrease it, or whatever you like. It's totally up to you. The more posterize level you're gonna make, the more the TikTok logo will be divided into multiple layers and multiple shades. The posterization is I was not satisfied with the 20 part, so I have decreased the path level so into 13. So now it's looking I think standard compared to the previous 20 levels. So after going to the displacement map and changing the max horizontal displacement to the around minus 1000, so that you can see the TikTok channel is looking pretty cool. And let's hit the stopwatch button and let's put some keyframe over here, and let's increase the max horizontal displacement to 0. So what will happen is it will go from the bottom part and it will go up, right? So the animation looking pretty steep, so hit U to get the keyframes right away. And now what you can do here is you can pretty much take the keyframe and you can make them easy. So this is a pretty standard thing to do. So you can go to the graph editor and you can hit F9 to make them easy ease. And now let's change the influence, go to the graph editor, speed graph, and let's change the influence to around like 80% or 84% or whatever you like. It's totally up to you. Doesn't matter. It's totally up to your preference. You can make it more smooth, you can make it more speed. Now the TikTok logo is looking pretty cool, pretty sick. After changing the color and changing the graph editor, what now we can do here is we can go to the logo part and you can go to the effects and preset. Let's search for directional blur over here, which is a pretty cool effect to use into the text. So after adding directional blur into your composition, now we can change the blur length to around 28.6. Let's hit the stopwatch and go to the 0 second and make the blur length to 0. And let's go to around, I think, 1 frame or just half second, and let's change the blur length to around 30. 30 looks fine. 30 looks totally fine over it. So after changing the blur length to 30, I think we have to reduce it a bit, and let's go to the last 1 second and let's change the blur to the 0. Now the composition, the final composition is looking pretty sick. It's going just right into the final product. So after changing the blur length to 0 and let's moving it up and moving it down, now what we can do over here is you can go to the directional blur keyframes and let's make all of these keyframes to easy ease. So hit F9 and go to the graph editor and let's change the influence to around 100%. And the graph, see, you always have to work with the graph. So now you can see the blur is looking pretty sick, right? It's pretty cool. So after changing the graph editor, this always remember when you are working with the graph editor to check is it speed graph or any other kind of graphs, because that's where you guys can do mistakes. A lot of guys who are new into the After Effects universe, they do this kind of silly mistakes, which I used to do, but now I'm pretty, as I've been working in this industry for like more than 2 years, now I don't do this kind of mistakes. So let's pre-compose these two things, logo and path, and let's create, name them motion. Now they're into the one composition so that you can use it to multiple panels. So let's go to the shift channels part. So shift channel is another great effects we can use into this composition. So what we're gonna do with the shift channel is we'll create multiple click layers when all the divided layers are coming. So let's go to the take alpha to take red from red, and the red is looking pretty cool, pretty sick. And let's go to the let's duplicate it, and let's change that, take green and make it green, make it red, and pull off all the thing. So we have to create another duplication so that all the channels are coming out just right behind it. And let's create another duplication of the motion. And now what we're going to do, take blue from to blue, and all the other channels will be totally off. So this is a pretty sick thing, right? Take alpha from blue, take alpha from red, and it makes like surreal. It makes there's this game I don't remember. So you can make this kind of effects here, and let's add into the third motion, duplicated motion. And here you can see now when I turn on the motion, let's create a staircase effect so that we can see all the channels properly. After creating this staircase effect, oh no, this looks pretty sick, right? This is the final products which we're gonna use, which you can use into your project, into your file, into your professional career, into your professional animated logo. So more or less, that's been it, guys. Here you can see when I unhide the logo and I unhide the background, now the motion is looking pretty sick, right? When I'm unhiding the background, the white background, it's looking pretty sick. So that's been it, guys. That's the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you, guys.